I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm so ashamed. So ashamed. Shame is a sneaky emotion that has a huge impact on our daily decisions. It's so invasive that it could be the source of all of your problems. So, I want to break down what shame is, how it works, and how you can take control of it so you can use it to your advantage. Shame. It's the feeling you get when you're acutely aware of the social implications of your actions. It's like feeling the consequence of doing something that will impact other people. So we humans are very social creatures, and that's one of the biggest reasons we've been so successful compared to other species. Part of what keeps us all on the same social plane, and therefore always benefiting from each other, is the feeling of shame. If you know something's going to upset somebody, you have a physical sensation of choking up, which prevents you from expressing the idea. It's a short-term reaction to the environment that will certainly dictate how you act and therefore what you can produce in the future. An underlying current in the wild wonder that is our human civilization is this sameness. We are all genetically different, and therefore we will always have conflicts and competitions with one another to secure resources so we can survive. Now, our superpower is this. We are able to share. We're able to put aside our differences and form tribes that allow us to work together and produce more resources for everybody. And really, that's what families are. That's what governments and cities and countries and teams and groups, that's what all of those things function to do and create something that no individual could do alone. And it's this focus on sameness that allows for the sharing and the working togetherness to happen easier, and then all of us are then able to work and live more comfortably. Shame was an excellent tool to help us instinctually stay within our tribes or our groups to stay safe. If one member of the group acted against the others, you instinctually are hyper aware of what you've done, and you felt a sense of danger or stress as a result. And now if you scale that up, you can look at shame as being the protection or the wall around what we consider culture. These days, shame has sort of been weaponized for the purposes of marketing and politics. The world we live in now is this grand superstructure of social laws. They are different than the written law, but they often work together in conjunction. For example, if you think about picking something up and walking outside of a store without paying for it, you may not have intention to steal. You will feel tight in your chest and feel uncomfortable unless you galvanize yourself and commit to the purpose of, I'm going to steal. And you know, if somebody saw you, you would feel ashamed. You would feel bad. That's obviously useful that we don't have everybody just stealing things. What that is caring what other people think. Caring what other people think is insanely valuable because it is the basis for all of our rewards, all of the pleasurable feelings that we could ever have outside of survival. Now that sounds a little crazy, but I mean, think about it. Literally anything is pleasurable only within the context of it being either compared to other people or supported or enjoyed alongside other human beings. Even like spiritual enlightenment, that feeling is a feeling of connection to others, whether that's necessarily humans or trees or grass or other spiritual entities. It's the connection. It's caring about things outside of yourself. I feel ashamed that I sneezed in my own hands. I shouldn't do that. So the part we have to get past is this sort of generalized, overarching social shame. It's really useful when you're growing up. It teaches you how to exist in modern world. How do you fit in, basically? Because there's genuine dangers of acting weird. Once it starts to affect your desires to eat or sleep or have sex or make art the way you want to, that's when it becomes a problem. This is where the please don't care what other people think comes in. Thanks to the internet, we don't have to worry about getting kicked out of our tribe anymore. We now have the ability to connect, move, and meet with people all over the world. You will be able to find somebody who thinks the same way. You'll be able to form a tribe and be more your genetic self. In other words, when you're forming your opinion of yourself, it's advantageous to leave shame out of the equation. Your local tribe, your family, or your gym, or the places that you go, they're very valuable in that they can teach you things, but their methods may not always be the right methods. The shame that they put on you in order to act like the rest of them, it has its uses so that you will learn their ways, but you must learn to separate it so that you don't think that you are trapped within that system. At any time, you must understand yourself to be separate from your environment so that you can go to your family, you can go to your gym or your church, and you can understand their thoughts and their ideas, form your own opinion of them, and then move on or stay if you like it. Being able to decide is the important thing. When you separate yourself from your environment like this, you're able to unstifle and unleash your personal development. And then, once you are highly developed, you'll know exactly which tribe you belong in. You'll be able to call upon those people confidently. You'll be able to bridge your differences between other tribes. You'll have your powerful self-awareness at your disposal to create any type of social experience that would benefit your goals. And the last thing is really, shame is an emotion that stems from fear, much like guilt, much like depression or anxiety. These are all things that are stemmed from fear. And so once you understand what you're afraid of, when you understand that I want to be included in this social group, then you'll be able to navigate social groups much better. Know that the shame you feel and the stifling, the sameness that you're expected to have, it has its purpose. And so become stronger than what your tribe's safety can offer you. The bottom line is you can live in a world without feeling shame, without feeling fear of losing your relationships. You can be confident in what you stand for and who you are, and know how to go and belong in other groups. But as usual, the first step is to understand it. Gain the knowledge so that you don't just be bombarded with it haphazardly. Good luck. I bid you adieu. And this has been the Board of Knowledge.